Warning, parental advisory is recommended. Oh, just listen.
This is a Say Sahan Dynamite Productions.
Huss! Huss! Huss!
Welcome to Lyrical Spit Volume 4. I'm your host, Diafullah, the Butcher Dobashi. I'm a professional wrestler and entertainer, and I'm here to entertain you. Hopefully you just sit back or dance, or whatever you do while you listen to this podcast. Please rate, follow, and subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, and you know what? Podbean even has an app for your smartphone, or wherever you get your podcast from. You can get our latest links and episodes at DeboshiRadioTakedownnetwork.com. You can send your emails to the show at lyricalspit@gmail.com. I will be right back with some music and a chat with the $1 billion showgirl right after this. Help us keep this show free for you all. It's easy to do. All you have to do is buy some of our swag at butcherspit.com. You can get my official Diafullah, the Butcher Dobashi t-shirts and apparel. We also have our podcast apparel, Jibba Jabba, Lyrical Spit, and Conspiracy Talk, from t-shirts, hoodies, and even baby onesies. See, this year the NCAA March Madness College Basketball Tournament may have been canceled. The I Survived March Madness 2020 t-shirts will be on sale for a limited time only. Butcherspit.com, BUTCHERSPIT.com. I am back, and it's my pleasure to introduce my next guest that's on the line, the $1 million showgirl, DeBorah Boston. How are you doing?
Hello, everybody. What's going on, Dobashi? What's happening? I'm here in Chicago, Illinois, in the suburbs or what have you. What's going on, man?
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on, and
Thank you.
We have a very close mutual friend, your brother, that turned me on to you, and I was sitting in my recliner, enjoying this coronavirus stay-at-home thing, and I get this text from Floyd, and he goes, "Hey, check my sister out. She liked the podcast." So I listened to your music, and then I was like, man, I got to get a hold of her and talk to her. So now here we are.
Well, yeah. Hey, what's going on? Everything is cool. It's crazy out in America right now. We got this C-19 virus. I'm hoping everybody is staying all suited up because it's just going to make it a better world for us if they can just stay suited up, cover up,
Well,
listen to what people are saying.
How did the virus affect you in your music right now?
You know what? The thing is that the virus, C-19 virus, is affecting the whole wide world. I mean, everybody is on just shutdown, And the thing is that, I'm doing some writing. I'm I'm just chilling like a villain. Trying to stay out of trouble, you know how it is.
No.
Billion dollar showgirl. I mean, it ain't just in the strip clubs. It's on the streets too. You know what I mean? So the thing is that I'm writing and I'm just staying low key, keeping it chill. Keeping it chill.
Has any of your gigs got canceled because of this?
A lot have gotten canceled. There's a young lady who normally that throws me a lot of bookings, and haven't heard nothing from her, man. I guess she ain't got nothing to talk about because everybody's all on lockdown here in Chicago, Illinois, and I'm pretty sure in Washington where you are too. It's like this epidemic is, pandemic is all over America.
And the world.
Yep. The world. That's right. Pan is everybody, And the thing is that if you can't make babies, then just listen to music or write music, right? And eat some grub, you know.
Exactly. And try to stay in shape and not get,
And try to
get plump.
flop. Oh, pretty boy Florida like to hear. He would be laughing if he heard you say that. Absolutely, and you want to give pretty boy Florida a shout out. I mean, he's amazing himself, and you know what? I'm hearing you amazing too. You know, with this wrestling thing. I don't mean to turn the interview around, but you know, he talks real highly of you. You know, that's kind of rock and roll. You know?
Thank you. He's a good guy. I mean, we clicked right off the bat, and you know, like we talked before. You know, just like in the music industry, I'm sure it's hard to make friends, and you know, you just have that probably a handful of people you could call friends. You know, and looks like I got another one to fit in the circle. I'm talking to her right now.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. It's always so good to be accepted, you know.
Hey, so how long have you been in the business, in the music
industry? You know, I've been
industry?
singing for a long time. You know, I've been singing a long time. You know, I had a great opportunity to go out on the road, and you know, BB King, you know, God rest his soul, you know, he grabbed me and took me out on the road. It was amazing. It was a challenge though in the beginning because I was the only girl out on the road with like 17 guys, and you know, and they all treated me amazingly. I mean, amazingly. I have nothing bad to say about those guys, you know. I'm sure they all shut down too. Well, you know, BB passed away a couple of years ago. But it's been amazing. I think everything that they taught me is starting to come down on me now, you know. Especially coming and learning about the blues and jazz, you know, and working around people like Willie Nelson, and even got a chance to meet, well, Hugh Hefner asked to meet me before, you know, he passed away. That was amazing, you know. Just being around all these great entertainers, you know, rounding myself out to be the entertainer that I am now, you know. So it's really a great experience. If you get an experience from anybody that's from, you know, the old school, or either that has that's legend or legendary, take it, man. I mean, just run with it. I got to say this too. I've been listening to this kid Billie Eilish. I call her today's little Billie Holiday. Real smooth, real melancholy. She's happening, you know. She's really happening, and I'm real proud that somebody picked her up and signed her. She's really rock and roll, you know. So that's what it's about right now.
What was it like working with BB King?
Amazing. I mean, you know, he was always busy. But I remember being on the road. I was not allowed to wear pants. That was another thing. Not that I like pants anyway. I mean, I like dresses, but I remember one time I came on stage. I don't know. I just wore these pants on stage. They were so cool, you know. And I remember road manager said, "Yeah, you know, boss man wants to talk to you for a minute." So I went into the dressing room, and he said, "You know, you look really cool tonight." He said, "But you know what?" He said, "You around so many men." He said, most ladies would wear a dress around a lot of fellas. You know, we want them to really recognize you as being, you know, the lady of the group. You know, he said, the pants look really cool on you. He said, but you know what? With you being out on the road with all these men, he said, we don't want people to get everything all miscombobulated and confused. We want to keep you in a dress. I said, okay, I'll wear dresses, you know. And I said, well, I started wearing dresses all the time, and I just went back to my dressing room. I didn't feel insulted or embarrassed or anything. I feel like someone was really trying to make me understand what it's like to stay a lady, even though you always should, you know, represent yourself as being a girl, you know. So he was about the business though, and very, very smart.
That was a nice.
Well, you gotta be.
That was a nice way how he came up to you and asked you, you know, about wearing a dress instead of being all rude. You know how some people could be like, "What are you wearing?"
Yeah.
You know, he seemed very professional and very nice.
Yeah, he was. He's man. I mean, you know, I could see why Jimi Hendrix, and a lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't know that Jimi Hendrix was in BB King's band.
Oh wow.
I know. See, I know. A lot of people don't know that, but I knew that because BB told me. And if you would look at Jimi Hendrix when he played Woodstock, he played like young BB King. It's just that he added his own little slide to it and his little wow wow to his guitar. But he was in BB King's band, and if you listen to him when Jimi Hendrix would play normally, he sounds just like young BB King. So that was amazing. I mean, it's man, I'm telling you, I learned a lot being out on the road. I learned to know who I am as a musician, So, it's so sweet of you to ask me about that too.
So, what was your first awe moment after you became a singer and start touring and stuff? What was your first awe moment that made you just realize, wow, I made it. I'm doing what I'm doing. My dream.
When I wasn't, you know what? You go on stage every night, and in the beginning of being out on the road, sometimes you're very tense. But when you play it, and you play it every night, all of that being a little nervous and tenseness, that kind of goes away from you. You start to realize that this is really a job. And BB played every night. He played 360 days a year. I think he's in the World Book of Records. And he played until he, passed away a couple of years back. Yeah, that moment of being tense, and kind of nervous all the time, and having him to play behind me and play those riffs, because at that point I realized that I was with a band. I was with a real professional band. I wasn't with, a little band that you pull together and everybody's playing a little this, that, and the other, little tink tinks and tank tanks. I was really, these cats went on and they were playing, so that was odd for me because I had to get it together, so, but I grew out of it. I grew up and I even started to grace the stage after so long. It was differently. I was coming on stage as after I had been on the road for so long, I was coming on stage like I felt like I knew what I was doing, and that felt great. And watching the stage, watching to see what's going on, it was amazing.
No, wow,
it was amazing.
Do you remember your very first song you sang in front of people that you got paid for professionally?
Yeah, it was a song called "I Just Can't Leave Your Love Alone." I just can't leave your love alone. You walked away most every day. I don't need a love that hurts me so. But in the night, you make it right until I'm feeling soft and low. I try to say goodbye. I just can't leave your love alone. Yeah, 'cause without you, what will I do? I just can't leave your love alone. Yeah.
Man, I got a grin from cheek to cheek, man. That was awesome. You're the first guest to sing on Lyrical Spit. Wow.
Well, you know what? Well, you know what? I've always said that I sing for the girls to the boys. I sing for the women to the men. So when you're singing the guys, you got to be able to calm their emotions,
Yep.
So, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that, but I felt
that was good.
You brought it out of me.
That was,
yeah, that's it, That's the real music.
So let's talk about the track I listened to a little bit ago, "Homeless." I understand that you wrote it, and what was the concept for it? What was the inspiration?
There's two concepts for that song. Actually, the very first time that I wrote that song, there's another version of that song that's on my SoundCloud. It's two versions. You have the soul rock version of that song. That's the version where I'm really singing to the men on that. I'm singing to you, about how I feel, which is the second epilogue to that song. But the first one was basically written about a Lower Wacker Drive couple. I was coming home one night from a party in downtown Chicago, and I took Lower Wacker Drive home. And down Lower Wacker Drive, there are stoplights. So I remember pulling up to a stoplight, and there was this homeless couple to my right, down on the ground. This is honest God truth. And I saw the woman kind of taking her hands, and she was like hitting this guy in the back. I didn't know if he was going. I don't know what was going on. It just didn't look. It looked kind of weird to me. But I realized once I got up and I cracked my window that this was a couple that was homeless. And she was saying to him, you know, you promised me that you were going to get me from being down underground. You were going to get us a home so that we can start a new life. You promised me. And I saw him, his body moving. He was intoxicated. He was drunk. And I think she was a little tipsy too. And she was saying, don't let me down, don't let me down, don't let me down, you know, and the light turned green and I pulled off. When I pulled off, the words were, I tried so hard, it came to me just like this. I tried so hard to feel, but the feeling is gone. I don't know where I'm going. It's taking me too long. But in time I will, because it's been so long. Even though times are so hard, what shall I do? Don't let me down. And I took those lyrics and I wrote the first version, which I did a radio interview with WGCI, Chicago's number one, 107.5 hip hop radio station. And I wrote the song. And then I went back in the studio. Yeah, you got to hear it too. It's a little slower than this Homeless. But now this, and that one's called Don't Let Me Down. I'm sorry. This one that you're getting ready to play is Homeless. Now that's me singing about the way I feel, you know, with trying to reach out to a particular guy. And I'm not getting anywhere because he's crazy. He's got this lifestyle going on, and you know, and I'm feeling homeless. My heart is just hurt right now, you know. And I took that song and changed it around because of someone I knew that was going through that metamorphosis. So I rewrote the melody to the song, and you're getting ready to spit it out to everybody, and I think they're gonna like what you're gonna bring them.
Wow. Well, that's deep.
The way we got doing over here.
That's deep. So. Real quick, what's your process when you write? Do you ever like you just said you're driving and you see something and you write it down? Do you ever wake up in the middle of the night and just whoa, like something from a dream and you write it down?
Yeah. Now there's a song on SoundCloud called Louie.
Okay.
Yeah, Louie. That song was produced by Jason Bryan of the SOS band.
Oh,
you know that song? Yeah, he did. He helped me with production on that. I went to Atlanta and he helped me do production. But that song is completely the dream I had. I woke up in a cold sweat and I wrote that song just the way it happened. And it was dark. I was low. I was in a Cadillac. I couldn't believe where I saw Louis at. Louis was the man of my life. But to see him do this, it just ain't right. Those lyrics are exactly in that song. You got to hear it. It's cold-blooded. You'll hear cold wind. It's amazing.
Wow.
Amazing. Yeah. So yeah,
nice.
It's interesting you mentioned, do I have dreams about things? So Louie, it's on SoundCloud on the $1 Billion Showgirl at yahoo.com. You know, they'll be able to listen to that, you know. So yeah.
Well, do you have any last words for our listeners, and also, you know, give out all your social media links so they know how to get a hold of you and listen to you and follow you?
Well, I'm on Apple, of course. I'm on Spotify. I'm on SoundCloud, you know, $1 Billion Showgirl, you know. They can find me on all three on the $1 Billion Showgirl, DeBorah Boston. Yeah, you know, and I like to give shout out. I want to give a shout out to you for being so handsome and having me on your show, and shout out to Pretty Boy Floyd, you know, and Kanye West. Juice World, they are from Chicago. Common, you know, some of the great musicians that have come out of Chicago, Illinois. You know, it's amazing. You know, I'm just happy to be out here sharing the music. And you know what? It's okay to be on the social media with your music because guess what? Everybody is listening to it. That Dream On. You know what? You got to play that Dream On your show. You know what?
I will.
That Aerosmith. They wrote the song, but I took it and did it in a girl's version. When you get time, you share that with your listeners.
Matter of fact, we're going to do it on this show, too. I'll do it right at the end.
So sweet. So sweet.
Well, do me a favor and do me the honor and please introduce the next song.
Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you the $1 billion showgirl, better known as DeBorah Boston. Homeless!
Well, it's that time of year again. Vacation time. But what's that? You're under quarantine? Here are a few tips to help you enjoy your mandatory staycation. First, in times like these, it's important to keep a clean house, but you should still keep a safe distance from contaminated family members like Judy. No less than 6 feet, in fact. Next, remember to clean common surfaces like a lunatic. That means handrails, doorknobs, and yes, perhaps even you, Mother. Third, it's wise to keep your shotgun on hand to deter marauders coming for your valuables in these times of civil unrest. And speaking of valuables, keep precious metals on hand to barter for more valuable items. You'll need more than one roll for when the pandemic poop hits the fan. Oh, and don't forget, stock up on canned goods so you too can dine in luxury during the apocalypse. Use this time with your children to introduce them to books. And since schools may be closed indefinitely, be prepared to celebrate your child's graduation from home college. Yippee! Uh-oh, it looks like father went to work, even though his job wasn't essential. He's probably contaminated. This is a time to keep your distance. Good move, family. To the barn with you, father. Luckily, Johnny has prepared a few of his father's favorite foods for him to enjoy in exile. But be careful, Johnny. He could be contagious. Quarantine needn't be dreary. You can capture these quality family moments, but don't forget to keep your distance. And of course, wash your hands thoroughly and don't touch your face. But they never said anything about touching someone else's face. Haha! So in summary, have fun, keep your distance, and you too could have the quarantine of your life.
You got mail.
I have an email from longtime listener and supporter Jelly Jelly. She sent her email to lyricalspit@gmail.com. Her email reads, Dobashi, I loved your PB&J segment on Lyrical Spit Volume 3. After I listened, I made one just as you instructed, and boy, it was good. I almost sent a video. You know what, Jelly Jelly? I think you should have sent me a video. Matter of fact, why don't you send me one? And you can send it to lyricalspit@gmail.com. Okay, this next artist, all the way from Liverpool, England. This is Rosie Rothschild, The Journey featuring Young Deuces and Tiffany Riddle.
That's my story, that's my journey. I know you heard me, state attorney. Get the bag and move to Guernsey. If that don't work, we'll move to Turkey. That's my story, that's my journey. I know you heard me, state attorney. Get the bag and move to Guernsey. If that don't work, we'll move to Turkey. These rappers rapping, these writers write. I don't give a fuck what you chat, write my life. And despite the fights, I indict the light. My insights quite tight, you just might like. Bites tight like them bright lights. Yeah, we burning up just like Fahrenheit. Stare at the stars in the midnight sky. Yeah, we working hard, they know I lies. We ain't moving back, no receding hairlines. Felt the good times, seen the worst times, been incurred twice, seen the hair lights, jeans returned like beavers, burst pipes, tears dropped down, urban shots now, family chopped out, stirred the pot now, circles swapped out, tickets knocked out, I seen it coming, so now I opt out, motion shut down, I'm simulation, accelerating this devastation, got the talent, attestation, these affirmations got me elevating, heaven's waiting, to tell Satan, feeling tremors like I'm Kevin Bacon, new sensation, captivating, middle ages like an act of Thracian, my soul be breathing, bag of money, goal achieving, grab the sun off the roads we leaving, bags of fun, anything goes, we're scheming, 4 shows at evening, roll the weed and if blood's thicker then loads are bleeding, love you nan, so my flow is grieving, hold your hands up and touch the ceiling, you know we leaning, that's my story, that's my journey, I know you heard me, state attorney, get the bag and move to Guernsey, if that don't work we'll move to Turkey, that's my story, that's my journey, I know you heard me, state attorney, get the bag and move to Guernsey, if that don't work we'll move to Turkey.
That's my story, that's my story, that's my story, that's my story. Move to Guernsey, do you hear me? Move to Turkey, that's my journey.
Always knew the struggle was alone. That's why I put my pain into every single song. I'm trying to live my best life, but every time I turn around, police try to treat me like I'm calm. They want to break my soul every day. I write down my goals and I pray. Then I look my woes in the face, tell them cold in my vein. That's why I'm so connected to the fire of the people, cause I rose from the flame. What a nigga learn from the streets and the youth. You can feel these vibes that be coming from the booth. Really getting tired of the people on the side who reminded me of Trump with more lies than the truth. I'ma stay in pocket and root. Still take a knee cause police gon' shoot. Can't keep coming, I ain't talking Uncle Luke. I'm just telling y'all the story of the luxury young twos. I just vibe everything that was thrown. That's why I thrive for the king on the throne. Voice of the people, talking straight to the mic for the vibes of the pain in my tone. They wanna see me cry when I ain't in the zone, but understand I'm live and I came from the homes. Flow so poetic, and I know that it's gonna get a hit a vibe when it ring like a poem. Toes.
That's my story, that's my journey, I know you heard me, state attorney, get the bag and move to Guernsey, if that don't work we'll move to Turkey, that's my story, that's my journey, I know you heard me, state attorney, get the bag and move to Guernsey, if that don't work we'll move to Turkey.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
my Hulkamaniacs that have stuck with me through the thick and thin, train, said their prayers, and eat their vitamins. Be a survivor, man. Don't smoke, it's a joke.
I would like to introduce one of my wrestling brothers who put an album out, the one and only Lexx Vegas. How you doing, brother?
Oh man, I'm good, man. I'm as good as I can be during these times, man. But I'm feeling real good right now. Thanks for asking. How you doing, man?
Yeah, holding up. I'm getting a little cabin fever. I'm stuck here in my compound in Tacoma, Washington. How are you and your family holding out?
Oh man, we're good, man. I mean, the kids, like you said, getting a little cabin fever. They're. I've never heard a kid say that they miss going to school before, but that's where they're at right now. So
right on.
You can tell it's real.
Well,
but yeah, everybody's doing good, man.
I've known you for a minute now, and because we're all part of the wrestling family, and I was like, I just found out that you had an album that just dropped not too long ago, and I was like, man, I got to have Lexx Vegas on the show, and so I'm glad you're on.
Oh, definitely appreciate it, man. I definitely appreciate the time. Yeah, my album is actually called. I created a movement called #Lexx Taught Me. So every time I think I've dropped some knowledge on somebody or I said something real deep, I'll hashtag it with Lexx Taught Me. And so it just kind of stuck. So I actually titled the album, #Lexx Taught Me, and it's taken off, man. It's actually doing pretty good.
So what came first, the music career or the wrestling career?
Actually, the music career came first. I've been my brother was a manager of a couple local rap groups back in the early 90s, and I was always around, when those guys were around, recording and practicing and everything like that, and it's music just kind of got to me. So even at a young age, I think maybe I was in the 7th grade or something like that when, I really started to try to write my own music and everything, and it's just been in me ever since. And so that, so when wrestling took off, I wanted to make sure that people knew me from both avenues. So that's why I kept the name. I didn't change my name or, create a moniker for music or anything like that. Everything is Lexx Vegas. So the guy that you know from wrestling is the guy that's doing the music. The guy that you know from music is the guy that's doing the wrestling.
So do you remember your first performance, whether it be in the classroom or out in the street corner or at a club? Do you remember?
Actually, I do. Actually, I do. I was in the. I want to say it was the 7th grade, like I said,
nice.
And we were doing some type of talent show at Cleveland State University. My school was, and I was selected by my classmates to rap in front of like this crowd at the college. And I remember that, and I remember it because my father came, and my father had never really been to any of my events, whether it was sporting or anything like that, and he was there, so I remember it very well. But yeah, that was my first performance, man, and it was in front of a big audience at Cleveland State University.
So I guess you were a popular kid at school then, huh?
I think I was all right, man. I think I was more of a I wouldn't say I was a class clown, but I was more of a funny guy. Nice. I was always trying to make people laugh. If I wasn't trying to make people laugh, then I was probably trying to mess with somebody's girlfriend.
So what was your inspiration? Who were your inspirations in the music industry?
Well, like I said, when I was coming up, like I had a group of cousins. There were 3 of my cousins. They were in a big group, and it was called Grown Black. And they were always at my house, with my brother, and they were always, writing songs or going over songs or going over performances or whatever. And, I was so infatuated with listening to them, make music that it just made me want to make my own music, so I would say that they were definitely my inspirations. And I've always been a big Jay-Z fan. So, and that's always been another inspiration of mine, not only through music, but just as doing business with people and, handling my own business. I've always been a big Jay-Z fan.
Nice. So
when you come up with your music and you come up with lyrics, do you ever like have a pen in hand, or have you ever like woke up in the middle of the night and say, oh, you had a dream and you had to jot something down? You ever anything like
all
that?
the time. All the time. Like before, like I can remember where there were times where I would write lyrics on like a brown paper bag. I'd tear it up and, write lyrics on it if I needed to write something down real quick. Now, nowadays, everything is digital now. So, I'll jot some notes in my phone and I'll text it to myself, now. But yeah, I can be driving down the street and, I hear a beat or, something reminds me of something. I'll see something that reminds me of, something I want to talk about, and I'll jot it down and, and I'll add to it once I can get home and think about it. But yeah, that happens all the time.
Nice. Well, I just want to let the listeners know at the end of the show, we're going to have a bonus track, but it was my pleasure to have you on, my brother. Please give out any shout outs, your social media links, and how people could get a hold of you.
Oh, definitely, man. And I appreciate everything that you've done for me, man, having me on the show and everything. Of course, my name is Lexx Vegas. You can find me on Facebook at Lexx Vegas. That's LE 2 X's, so that's LEXX. And Vegas is in Las Vegas, VEGAS. You can find me on Instagram at Lexx Taught Me, which is also the title of the album. And you can find me on Twitter at Lexx V, that's V as in Victor, with the numbers 520. So that's Lexx V 520 at Twitter. So yeah, you can find me on any of those avenues. You can also find me on Reverb, which is where I put a lot of my music. I like it because you can track, your plays and your chart listings and everything like that. So on Reverb, it's Lexx Vegas from Cleveland. And yeah, just follow me on there. And if you wanna hit me up, man, I do features. I make custom beats and everything. So it's moving. So if you want to hit me up, come find me, man.
All right, brother. Well, you're always welcome back on the show. And why don't you take it away and introduce the listeners to what they're about to hear?
So what you're about to hear now is a track from my album, Lexx Taught Me, and it is called That Feeling, and it's featuring Don Crucifix, who is a tremendous, phenomenal MC out of Cleveland, Ohio. And it's a dope track. It's picking up a lot of steam, and I really hope that everybody likes it.
All right. Well, thank you once again. Until next time, be good and be safe.
My man.
You know that feeling that you get, when you almost got it. Yeah. Now I've been talking all that shit, and still I got my profit. That'll put your business before pleasure, just to get the pleasure. Yeah, gotta put your business before pleasure, just to get the pleasure. Yeah.
This that feeling that you get when you know you own your shit. Hoes all up on your wood, haters all up on your tip. Man, damn, it's a trip, I get it, no limit. 16 pins on rim, smoke tinted, gold tinted inside for the hoes in it. About to link with Fix, I'm talking more business, talking the money, gotta get more. Ill with the spit, talking about a sick flow. Fresh out the gate and I set out the mate, about 7 O's and a little bit more. Standing tall, land on my back, born to ball, hand on my sack. Sands the act, it's all real rap. These bitch ass niggas can't stand for that. Homie, I'ma get mine, whether in time or attacking the track with a sick line. Got collab on the track and a fixed rhyme. In a short time, nigga get shine. Represent that wasteland, represent the C-town. Rep my niggas, it's all my niggas, and all my niggas gon' eat now. Me, I rep 123rd, represent the South Jacks. DTW to up the way, out back off that outlet. Code is spitting it from the land. MJ Game 6 pressure, nigga. I'm about to apply that pressure, nigga. Yes, it's whatever, nigga.
You know that feeling that you get, when you almost got it. Yeah. Now I've been talking all that shit, and still I got my profit. Gotta put your business before pleasure. Just to get the pleasure. Yeah, gotta put your business before pleasure. Just to get the pleasure. Yeah.
It's a feeling that you get when you getting all your chips in, hitting all the women, killing competition. Niggas pick sides and switch them. I'ma get mine, man, I don't miss them. I'ma just grind and mind my business. I can't deny, man, I'm so different. Check it. You and your niggas roll 3 deep, but where the hoes at? No clue, nigga. 3 bad bitches and it's just me in a hotel suite with a pool in it. Got weed, got drink, got food in it. Got a big flat screen, ain't using it. Got 6 hands rubbing on crucifix. Yeah, that's how I be doing it. That's me. Business before pleasure. And my hoe would tell you, if I'm out getting money for the whole night, I still hit the bitch before breakfast. Diamonds all on my necklace, and my wrist, and my whip sick. I know the feeling that you get is ridiculous. Every time a nigga money make a fix spit. Steady representing where I'm living. You can see me and Lexx V straight money getters. Money gate. Nigga tell you different than he tripping usually, cause he broke his fucking ain't fucking with us. Hey, very little stress, my nigga, I'm blessed. I put him for my team, I sit on the rest. Started as a dream, then I woke up to this. Whole town going wild when I roll up.
You know that feeling that you get, that feeling that you get when you almost got it. Yeah. Now I've been talking all that shit, and still I got my profit. Gotta put your business before pleasure. Just to get the pleasure. Yeah, gotta put your business before pleasure. Just to get the pleasure. Yeah, yeah.
This is DeBorah Boston's Lyrical Spit Volume 4 bonus song. She covers Aerosmith's Dream On.
Is gone in my life, light dust to dawn. Isn't that the way? Everybody's got the dues in life to pay. Well, I know nobody knows where it comes or where it goes. I know everybody sends. Pages, live and learn from fools and from stages. You know it's true. All the things come back to you. Sing with me, sing for the year, sing for the laughter, sing for the tear. Sing with me just for the day, never tomorrow.
Help us keep this show free for you all. It's easy to do. All you have to do is buy some of our swag at butcherspit.com. You can get my official Diafullah, the Butcher Dobashi t-shirts and apparel. We also have our podcast apparel, Jibba Jabba, Lyrical Spit, and Conspiracy Talk, from t-shirts, hoodies, and even baby onesies. See, this year the NCAA March Madness College Basketball Tournament may have been canceled. The I Survived March Madness 2020 t-shirts will be on sale for a limited time only. Butcherspit.com, ButcherSpit.com,